weight on the horn, you can cause the saddle to shift. So you're going to grab the back of your saddle. That is a food truck. Who's going there? I'm going to the food truck. Wow, I wonder what they're doing. Anyway, left foot in your stirrup, handful of their mane. Hop on up nice and easy. Once I have you guys up in your saddle, we'll help you find your stirrup length. But while you guys are on the horses, toes up, heels down at all times. This sits you nice and deep in your saddle and actually can help you keep your balance a lot better. If you shove your feet into your stirrups and you point your toes to the ground, this is really dangerous. Your foot could slip through the stirrup and get stuck, and if your horse trips on something or stops suddenly for some reason, there's not much holding you on. So toes up, heels down, sits you nice and deep in your saddle and actually helps you keep your balance a lot better. With your heels down, you should be able to stand up and get a couple inches off your saddle. These aren't too bad for me. I'll get them adjusted for you guys when you guys get up here. Along your ride though, if the stirrups ever feel too short or too long, let one of us know and we can always fix them, okay? Next thing while we're out there, to control your horses, all of your control is in the reins. Find the knot that's in your reins, hand underneath them like you're holding an ice cream cone, and set your hand down at the horn of the saddle. That's perfect. It leaves them with slack so they can move their head, but you still got your brakes if you need them. To get the horses to turn left or right, you guys are going to do it with what's called neck reining. So what that means is if I want Aria to move off to the right, use your right hand up to her ears, pull toward the right, and bump, 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 bump with your opposite leg. And the horse is going to move away from the pressure. Vice versa, to go left, left hand up to her ears, bump, bump, bump with that right leg, and she's going to turn to the left, okay? To get these guys going anywhere at all, you're going to do it in your typical 3 steps. Give them a kiss, squeeze with your legs. If they're being really lazy, you might have to give them a kick. So, yeah, they're still asleep. Gotta get your legs on them. So turn your heels in, squeeze them with both legs, and that should get them going nicely. It is the afternoon and they just had lunch and have been sleeping in the sun. If they're being lazy, don't be afraid to give them a bigger bump to get them going, okay? To stop,
You gotta get the
you're going to push straight
I will.
back toward yourself with both reins. When they've stopped, put your hand back down. Taking the pressure off their mouth is super important. That's their reward for stopping and listening to you. And if you keep pulling after you've stopped, go backwards. And if they back up, put your hand down, take that pressure off, and they're going to stop backing. You guys don't really have many reasons to go backwards. So if you find yourself stuck in reverse, it's probably because you're pulling too much, okay? So put your hand down, take that pressure off, and they're gonna stop backing, okay? Any questions yet? Stop, go, left, right. Good so far? Couple of rules while we're out there. Try not to let the horses eat the grass. They got lunch. None of them are starving to death. If they get a bite here and there, it's not the end of the world. But if your horse is stopped and grazing, take your reins, pull their heads up, get them going with your legs, okay? Yeah, bite here and there isn't that big of a deal, but if your horse is stopped and grazing and the group is leaving, get them going. We do have electric fences all over the ranch. Don't touch any fences. They will shock you if you touch them. When we go through gates, it's really, really important that you guys go one at a time through the gates. If you're riding side by side through a gate, there's a chance you could accidentally get bumped into one of those sides. So one at a time through all of the gates, and make your horse go through the middle of the gate. Don't let them shortcut to one side or the other, okay? Next thing, most important thing I want you guys to remember, watch your horse's ears. Ears that look like this, they're happy, they're relaxed, they're listening to you. Ears flat back against their head like a cat that's mad. This is the sign that your horse is not happy. And the reason they're not happy is because you are way too close to somebody else. All of the horses live together in a big group. There's a whole soap opera that you guys know nothing about. Some are friends, some are not. It changes every day. So because you guys don't know who's friends with who and how they're feeling this afternoon, keep space between the horses. You guys have 4,000 acres. The horses do have line up kind of nose to tail automatically. If you're happy putting them in line and putting them on autopilot, you are welcome to keep them that way. But you're also welcome to spread out if you want to. But if you get next to somebody or try to go around somebody, try to keep a good 6-foot bubble around you. We've been getting lots of good practice with this as of late. If you guys keep that nice 6-foot bubble, you're probably not going to have to worry about the soap opera. But if you do ever get too close to someone or someone gets too close to you and the ears on your horse or their horse go flat back, stop them, turn them, get that space back, and that should prevent any biting or kicking, okay? We will have a couple spots to pick up the pace. You guys don't have to go any faster than a walk if you don't want to, but wait until we tell you where it's safe.
There's some in the car.
There's holes, there's rocks, there's stuff they can trip on, so keep them walking until we let you know. And then the last thing I ask of you guys is with jackets. Like I said, I definitely recommend bringing out a jacket. Along the ride, if you ever need to put a jacket on, take a jacket off, let one of us know first. It is real windy today, so if your horse is half asleep and you whip a jacket off or you accidentally drop something on the ground, there's a chance you could take your horse or a horse next to you by surprise. So let one of us know first. We'll hold your horse real quick and prevent any of that from happening. I also never ever want you to drop your reins. So with one of us holding your horse, you can use 2 hands to mess with your jacket, okay? All right, guys, I think that is the end of my lecture. Yes.
So we can take these off.
Yes, you're welcome to take your masks off.
Yay!
Yes.
Will there be a spot where we can stop and take a picture?
You can take pictures the whole ride. Yeah, you are more than welcome to take pictures the whole ride. We will have one spot where we'll get like group photos. Yeah, there'll be a spot with group photos, but like just in general, yeah, you can take pictures the whole ride. And as long as like the sound on your camera's not like a gunshot or something. So, all right. Any other questions, guys? Everybody good so far? All right, guys. So the way we're gonna do this is if there's anybody who's nervous or knows that they would prefer to kind of stay slow and cruise, come to this side.